Hey, have you ever thought about downsizing where you live? Friends of mine, William and Rhina Wooten, did. In fact, they created something that's very efficient. It's not only efficient, but it's stylish, it's modern, and very cozy. Take a look at the interiors.
It's designed for the lot. It's a long and narrow house. It's clad in metal. We're in the historical district in the Quapaw Quarters, so we were able to build more of a modern home down here than has been built in the past. The concrete floor is sort of a passive idea with cooling. You know, it's really hot here. And the floors are always cool in the summer. And even in the wintertime, they give back some of the heat from the solar gain. Temperatures don't change very quickly because of the floor. Yeah, you have this mass that kind of keeps the heat or keeps the cool. Our bills are really cheap.
That's kind of what we go by. So, yeah, electric bill is pretty low.
When you first come in the door, we wanted a hallway, a greeting space. The ceiling is smaller, and it's kind of an old Frank Lloyd Wright trick where you walk in and then the place actually seems a lot bigger than it really is. I guess the kitchen's sort of the, I don't know if it's a bad word, command center, but it's good we love to cook.
We noticed that when friends come over, everybody's in the kitchen. We tend to collect around the kitchen, around the dining room. We wanted a room that's open and spacious, that we can see everybody. Everybody can get comfortable wherever they want to be.
It's a recycled table, kind of a wabi-sabi kind of idea. We have something that's very refined with something that's really rough.
We wanted something for this room, something that's big but not too big. It's sort of cheerful, colorful, and we thought it was a cool piece. We started collecting a couple of pieces that we found that we really liked and very functional, and it's simple.
The thing I like about it, it looks square from the front, but it's actually an art piece. Family mementos, books that we wanted to keep. There's a lot of gardening books.
And we like the doors at the bottom just to kind of, just to keep everything a little tidier.
Well, it's a 80% efficient fireplace, and we actually were lucky enough to find one locally. We had those there weren't really cold days, but there were days to where you could put in 4 or 5 pieces of wood and it kept us warm all day.
Yeah, pretty much all day. We didn't have to have the heat on. And it kept the floor warm as well. So
concrete will
absorb the
heat and give it back. So it's just an old Corbusier knockoff. And the chair was actually designed in the 20s. I mean, it looks very modern, but.
Well, we cook a lot. We've had stainless steel before, and we loved it because I'm a klutz in the kitchen, and I break a lot of things on hard surface. The stainless steel actually has a little give, so if you knock the glass over, it's not necessarily going to break. Plus, it's easy to clean, easy to maintain.
It gets a nice patina after 3 or 4 years. After it gets scratched up, it is going to scratch.
Yeah. Right. For the shelves, I'm short, I'm vertically challenged, so I need something like a shelf that I can get to. So we kind of compromised, and we found this design actually in one of the Dwell magazine, and it's nice with cabinet at the top and just open shelf that you can just easily reach for certain items.
Our architect, one of his ideas was, just sort of hide the refrigerator. Before we had little cramped kitchens, and she and I both cook at the same time, and it can be dangerous.
We had a small house before we moved here, and it was very hard to find enough storage space in the kitchen to put all our barwares and stuff. So we opted to buy this, plus it's very aesthetically pleasing, to look at. It's a nice piece of artwork. We want to kind of show it off, but at the same time it's also very practical, functional for us. We can store all our kitchen stuff.
We have floor-to-ceiling cabinets. They're like 1 foot deep. It's big enough for printer, all of your computer stuff.
We don't have an office or anything like that, but we have all the computer stuff just kind of tucked away so that it doesn't show the clutter.
The bedroom area itself is really just big enough for a bed and tables. And then the closet is bigger. I never like taking a bath, so.
Well, it's time consuming, and it's a lot of wasted water to me. I think all the houses that we've lived in had bathtubs. We never used it, so.
In the old days, when people first settled here, and in the South in general, they used dog trots. You had an open area so that breezes can come through, and help passively cool the house. We like being outside. We have a lot of animals, and it's a place that we can sit outside with them. And it's really nice in the morning, and in the fall here, it's really, really nice in the evenings.
The reason I like to live in a small home is less cleaning, less maintenance. We really don't need a whole lot of space, you know what I mean?
We lived in larger homes, and we also moved around quite a bit. We lived in different states, and having to move over and over, you do pare things down, and you realize that you just don't need a whole lot of stuff. I tend to be more attached to animals and people than I am to things.